Log continuation. It's 3:57 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. It's still the 15th of August, 2023, the Weaver Giants, Roseman, California. I'm not even live awake yet, but I got up. I just couldn't sleep anymore. I mean, I slept a few hours here and there, but heat and humidity is taking a toll on this place. I'm watching all the political crap happening right now on MSNBC and kind of switching back over to CNN, and I'm waiting for 4 o'clock to kick in so I can get the local news at this point. Holy crap, what the fuck's going on in the rest of the world? I mean, I looked at the damn headlines coming from the Southland, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I mean, it's bad enough we're reacting to Maui and its devastating wildfire situation, and that was depressing the living crap out of me. But what's worse than that, I'm seeing the Southland going through a lot of crime wave at this point over here, and I'm expecting all hell to break loose in this champ shit. So I was trying to explain in the other one, trying a little bit, being a little bit nice in the language at this point, but this time I'm just like, fuck this shit. We're in for it. Okay, so what the hell happened yesterday? Oh, that was fun. First day of school. Okay, so what happened? Well, I brought the two animal idiots along. You see the two guys over there, the cat and bear. I was going to be doing this video, but I decided I'd probably do it tomorrow anyway. Screw it. I still have some work to do. Some actual work to do from actual books. They surprised me. Okay, let's go off with the first one. There's this instructor over here who knows me like crazy, and I've seen her on a campus. I don't remember, and I don't know why I can't remember this. I don't remember her, but she knows me. Where have I seen this person before? And the truth of the matter is, I'm like confused. Okay, I'm confused about the damn thing because I don't know where I have seen this woman before. And what got me on a bit of a tangent on this one here. She's also a griever. She lost people, and she's a survivor. So a little bit of a bond right there. However, wherever I had this instructor before, which particular English class, I am trying to get access to my transcripts, but the school is just being a pain in the butt about this one here. I need that information. I need to get my memory cleared up on this one because I need to know what I'm dealing with here. To tell you the truth, it's upsetting me because I'm trying to get that information and it's not forthcoming. I'll have to do this damn thing when I get back to school. And the thing is that I'm having access problems even at school. Under a guest, I can try accessing certain items, but after that, after the guest access, I'm screwed. I'm going to do this at the campus tomorrow. Okay. Secondly, the math for liberal arts guy. Him I taken before, and I couldn't deal with the class, and I had to drop in. I looked at the material that was supposed to be accommodating the class, and some of the stuff looked like the stuff I had a problem with concerning about a certain philosophy professor and his logic. I withdrew the class a long while ago. That I do remember. And I had to turn in the book. If I had bought the damn book, I would have been able to use part of the book because I'd have used part of the chapters. But you know, the rest of the work is going to be done in class and through the homework and through the emails and Canvas and stuff. That we're going to be actually able to look at the stuff and accomplish something. Do our online tests. Hardly ever touch the book because the material from the book the professor is going to be supplying to us. Granted, this guy's dingy, but he's a good dingy, just like the other teacher, good dingy. They've got their own eccentricities. They're eccentrics. They're not. They're trying to be more people friendly at this point over here. The class we got in English was supposed to be a little bit more advanced on the AP. And then the class I got into the math was just like basic math guys. The class I got for math for liberal arts is not doing calculations. It's not doing the mathematical calculations. It's talking about how important math is, not just in calculations, but in life in general. And both classes needed to do group presentations. Okay, fine, I've done them before. Sociology, I've done them, and in health, I've done them. What's the problem? They're both groups. Sociology sucked. Health, I had you know, more flexibility, creativity, and I had people who understood me. We were both geeks, nerds, and we were out there, so so to speak. These people, I don't know. So throughout the semester, I'm just going to have to get used to this. Not going to like it, but I'm going to have to get used to it. And if I have to do solo, I'll do solo. I'm prepared for that one. I'm preparing that one for it. I mean, I want to do a group presentation on how important math is to the rest of the world. Then I kept thinking about, there was a thought that came in my head and mulled over it a little bit, and I was trying to get the details of the damn thing. I had to do some research on it. Truck driving log. How important is math in our world? Try this one. Dave kept talking to me about the story that he had in math class, shortly before he had his heart attack. And the math teacher looked at my brother's log, truck driver's log. Professor's looking at this. You guys do that? Yeah, constantly. He wrote the entire log out. And just before class started, when the class came in, they're looking at this thing. And Jeffries was saying, a fellow student brought this thing in, and his occupation is truck driver. Take a look, see what kind of math you can figure this thing out. They're like, this is what they have to deal with all the time, calculating fuel, time, how much weight distribution, a lot of factors. They have to use several forms of math. Like, truck drivers have to be smart in math and not even realize it. So in this essence, I'm thinking of using what I learned and hopefully remembered from my big brother's adventure there in a math class on how to use this as a group presentation. Math is used. I mean, they can talk about fractals in the sky, and they can talk about how this looks like and how this looks like. And you got math in your blood. Look at the blood vessels doing what they're doing. It's fractal. I'm thinking practical, dude, practical. Think of math using practical, not in the laboratory, but in every day. I'm not talking about just running a cash register and being an accounting whiz. No, 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 no. Try being a math whiz and not even realize it when you're factoring loads and stuff like that on the road. Occupations that actually do use the concept of math and the practicalities of it on a constant basis. Some service organizations out there and people actually do use it without even realizing it. This one video that the professor was showing over here about one of those TED Talks crap, about this one guy. He looks like a geek, he looks like a nerd, and he's supposed to act like one. And he did act like one. Well, I loved history, and I loved writing, I loved English, I loved this. And he looks like one of those guys who studies math like crazy. He also made racist jokes about himself. Everybody laughed about the damn thing, and I got pissed. I'm thinking, oh, we're going to be watching this asshole. But he wants to show people he loves math. But look at this pattern. Look at that pattern. Isn't it wonderful? There's math there. There's math all around. I'm like, your point? I'm looking at this stuff and I'm thinking, you got to be fucking kidding me. But there's fractal math all around. Look at the clouds. I'm like, they're not fractal. It's random, being put into an organized situation here. It's not fractal. And concerning about the branches in our human body of how and why it is at this point, if it might be a higher math to understand that damn thing, I'm not getting it. And it's not applicable to me. It's not applicable to my particular brain. I never liked math in the first place. But I can see the necessities in certain things and certain occupations that math is needed. For instance, carving. What kind of math do you need to calculate how to make that cabinet over there? Don't tell me it's fractal crap. I can understand math being done in chemicals. Professor made this kind of weird ass joke about, well, divide in half 2/3. You want me to put that in percentage points, or you just want me to do the damn math on this one? No, it was a math joke to be sent to the other departments. And I'm looking at the damn thing like, man, this guy's off. But we'll see if we can survive the class. But I'm trying to see the practicality of how math is being used. How about math being used in cooking? How many cups? How many? And what measurements do we use to utilize or create or recreate our creations? Is there any fractal math I can see in this whole particular place except chemicals? Different sorts to be used in different ways and different items, or how much math it is to calculate of a burner being used in a way for an extended period of time, and how much power, energy consumption, electricity being used. If we're dealing with electric burner here, how much electricity is it pulling out every single second that's going to be added to your damn energy bill? Or let alone having two computers running at the same time, let alone a light. Or how much energy usage is it going to be for air conditioning to keep this place cool for a certain limited time? And how much of that temperature variance is going to stay there? Of course, you're going to have statistics on that one. You're going to have the numbers on this one. But they want to look at math in a different way. Okay, so the geek is in love, enthralled with math because now he's seeing math everywhere. He sees it in flowers. Okay, fine. You see it in plant life. But they're fractal. I'm thinking to myself, it's zeros and ones, you asshole. In different formats. You're looking at technology here. It's zeros and ones we're dealing with. The programming algorithms that you set up to screw around with your damn brain and everything else going on. See, I'm not buying the candy here. I'm taking the candy and I'm melting the damn thing and tossing it out. I'm not having that candy. I'll study the math. I'll study what he's talking about. I'll try to do things by rote at this point over here. But he's looking for creativity. I'll show him practicality at this point. I mean, yeah, being creative is one thing. I can try to be creative in an English class and go for it. In a math class, if he's also looking for the same creativity, I'm going to be showing him something about life lessons at this point. How much of a bill can you rack up in an ambulance charge? And was the particular route an emergency or non-emergency? How much in your bill is going to be used in a medical emergency for you and used against you? With certain coded procedures, they'll have it calculated in their own rubrics of how much things are going to be costing you down the road, and comparing that cost analysis left and right. Well, then you're in the wrong class. No, I'm not, because I'm looking at practicality here. I'm not looking at the numbers per se. I'm just looking and seeing where math is being used in order to be figured out. How much grains does it cost to get a loaf of bread made? How much microsieverts will you be eating your way alive through bananas who got potassium in there? And potassium, they say, has natural radioactive materials according to some of the stuff I'm seeing on YouTube. If it's legit, fine, but if it's not, well, it's a good story to talk about. And how much does a truck driver have to calculate in his hand and also on a calculator of everything else he needs so he doesn't get screwed over by DOT, by his company, and by everybody else at the same damn time? I got the bug war continuing on here. I'm looking at the world of practicality at this point. If there is fractals out there looking at the blood vessels over here and I seeing it, and if I had seen the damn thing, it'd probably be giving me nightmares at this point over here. You want to talk about fractals? There's a mental condition out there, trypophobia. There are different things that people use to scare the living crap out of people. But there's this head out there made of fractal. And it still freaks me out and makes me want to throw up. Try that one. You want to see math being used? Let's do it in everyday purposes. Let's do it in everyday situations over here. Now, in the English class I was working in, I'm going to be working at an essay or two, or even a group project, is how to look at graphic examples or graphic images of how to do doublespeak. Yeah, threw me off on that one too. Okay. You're advertising for something new. You're advertising for something that's going to be game changing, mind numbing, bending to people's will and everything else. How the hell is this going to affect me here? I don't know. But one particular thing that came up to me on this one is personal. One of which being we're dealing with, how about drugs? You want to talk about doublespeak? We can either go politics or I can go medicinal on this one. I can go pharmaceutical. And the pharmaceutical at this point is Accutane. It was a drug that was supposed to be handling something else, but they saw the wonder in this particular drug as an acne fighter, clearing up the skin real fast and effectively. And they called it Acne Gold. Problem is, this thing has a way of affecting liver and affecting the liver. And this one was, but it had more side effects than people realized about having stuff floating around in neurochemistry and screwing it up left and right to where people were committing suicide over the damn thing. And the company didn't bother to do any research on it. But for purposes of a class experiment, we hear advertisements all the time trying to tell you how this stuff is going to help you out, how this stuff is going to help you out. But then it lists all the sidelines in this one. I could do a compare and contrast on this damn thing. She wants to see how well our essays are going to be at this point. Well, compare and contrast, what the hell? That's the simplest damn thing I could do it. But she wants complicated a little bit. She wants to see where our heads are at. So now I got to come up with a story and a slogan concerning about one particular drug is going to be worth millions to the company, affecting people with their conditions, and yet having side effects ready to pull up the next generation to be addicted to this shit. How about that one? We got this wonder drug called Soma. I'll probably steal it from Brave New World thing. Oh, it makes you feel wonderful. However, your biology is getting affected at this point over here where you're having psychopathic and psychoaddictive properties at this point over here to make you turn into a homicidal rage maniac when you don't get enough of this stuff. And when you get the withdrawals, they'll be putting you into a narcotic state or a narcoleptic state at this point over here and change you a little bit gradually until you're narcissistic and evil minded. Why am I just going off the head on this one? Fuck. Oh yeah, the wonders of this drug here. Oh man. So those two things I got to deal with. So now I got to come up with the stories on both. Now the presentations are going to be done a little bit later, but this particular exercise for English is going to be done by next Wednesday. I already got the idea already pumping out when she was talking about the damn thing. I was just looking at her, just and then writing notes left and right. I'm thinking about, okay, we got to do this, we got to do this. There's something about this particular book over here I got to read, understand what the hell's going on, and after that, I understand what the hell they're talking about. And I also need something about listening to examples, what they're talking about. And I kept thinking of drug examples, pharmaceuticals do this damn shit all the time. Just invent the same drug or something similar to it and just get on with it. Then I got to think about and then I got to start thinking about the pharmaceutical names for this particular drug and trying to come up with a background story. But I'm getting too detailed about the damn thing. I need to keep it short and simple. 30-second or a 45-second commercial to suck the poor sucker in, and I got to put it into a graphic form. I got to have slideshow. Now I got to create up something that one. Isn't that fun? You know, something they're telling me that there was Google Slides. Well, I never heard of Google Slides, but I'll find out what the hell Google Slides all about. Research, research, research. Meanwhile, meanwhile, I had a hell of a time trying to think whether or not I'm going to be doing this thing or not. I kept trying to ask myself, what the hell am I doing? I know I need these classes, but I'm not quite sure if I really want to take them or not. Within a 2 week period, I got to make the decision whether or not I actually want to continue doing this thing or not. I know it sounds like I'm trying to talk myself out of this damn thing. And the thing of it is, I am going to be kicking my ass on this one because I haven't taken it seriously enough. So, which means I got to take it seriously enough. Yeah, sucks, but shit happens at this point. So, what the fuck am I supposed to do about it? The thing is, I deal with it. That's the only thing I know how to deal with it. So, other than that, I'm not alive, not awake, and sure as hell ain't here this morning. So, we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah. I gotta make a video tomorrow. I gotta make a video tomorrow concerning about the bird, about the bear, and the cat. I'm gonna hate this in the morning. Local news is coming on. We'll see what the hell's going on. So,